Right now, one man is in custody as police investigate a suspicious toddler death in West Madison. Plus, two high-ranking U.S. officials visit Ukraine as the White House pledges a new round of support for the country. This is News 3 Now at noon. And breaking news this noon, Madison police are investigating after a toddler died. They're calling the death suspicious. Officers arrived in the 5600 block of Schrader Road around 2:45 this morning. That's on the west side of Madison, just off the Beltline. Medics took the critically injured 20-month-old child to the hospital where the child died. Police believe the child was hurt in a domestic disturbance. A woman was also found with injuries. An adult male was taken into custody. An hours-long standoff with police led to a Greene County man being arrested. Sheriff's officials were trying to execute an arrest warrant at a home in the 200 block of North Summit Street around 7:30 last night. The man initially came outside but went back in his home after seeing the officers. After about 3 hours, a special response team made contact with the man and took him into custody. He was arrested for a warrant from Stevenson County, Illinois for unlawful possession of meth. An autopsy is scheduled for today after a body was found along the shoreline of Lake Winnebago. Fond du Lac Sheriff's officials say someone found the body of an adult male around 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Right now, a medical examiner is working to confirm the victim's identity. A cooler stretch in the forecast this week. Julian Seawright has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Hi, Julian.
And that's right. We are looking at a cooler stretch this week, and it's just going to start off from today. We had 80s, 60s this weekend. We're not even going to be breaking out of the mid-40s for today. Cloudy conditions, as we can see that overcast here in Madison, is really going to highlight what we're going to be expecting for our skies heading into the rest of today. As we look ahead, well, 41 right now. May see a couple of increases, but look at those increases. It's by 2 degrees. It's 43 degrees throughout the rest of today, and it will be on the breezier end as winds will be into the middle teens here in Madison. However, it's already like that for many areas in southern Wisconsin. As you can see, wind speeds for Platteville and Janesville alone are already in 20 miles per hour. Areas surrounding Madison themselves are already into the double digits as well. So it's just going to be another breezy and chilly day. Temperatures right now, 42 degrees here in Madison with 46 in Janesville and 39 degrees into Platteville. Now, as we take a look at the radar, not a lot of activity, but we can see just outside of La Crosse, a little bit of light flurries are popping up on the radars right now. But nothing really active is what we're going to be expecting throughout today. But we'll talk more about what else is happening because we are expecting some kind of changes later into the week, Mark.
All right, we'll check back. Thanks, Julian. America's top diplomat and the head of the Pentagon spent time in Kyiv this weekend to meet with Ukraine's president and top generals. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin are the highest-ranking Americans to visit Ukraine since Russia invaded 2 months ago. The U.S. pledged more than $700 million in new military and financial support during the visit. They also announced American diplomats will begin making day trips from Lviv to Kyiv in order to reestablish a diplomatic presence in the capital.
We want to see Russia weakened to the degree that it can't do the kinds of things that it has done in invading Ukraine.
Russia launched several missile strikes against rail lines in 5 separate towns. The U.S. and allies have used railways to supply Ukraine with weapons. Meanwhile, Russia is investigating what caused fires to break out at 2 oil depots in the country. A victory for Emmanuel Macron after he was reelected as president of France. The race was expected to be close, but voters handed Macron a substantial victory. He won more than 58% of the vote against far-right opponent Marine Le Pen. The election showed deep division in France, and after the results, there were protests in several cities against both candidates. States are scaling back on reporting COVID-19 data, and experts worry less frequent reporting could stall efforts to delay outbreaks. 1 year ago, all 50 states were reporting new cases daily, but now half the states reports once a week, and Florida is down to every 2 weeks. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services extended the public health emergency declaration for another 3 months. Experts say even as severe outcomes for COVID-19 improved, they still remain much worse than a bad flu season. Happening now, the first all-private mission to the International Space Station is returning to Earth. The mission, which was launched on April 8th, was scheduled for 10 days, but has dragged on a week longer because of weather delays. Dubbed AX-1, the private trip was booked by Texas startup Axiom Space, which offers flights to the ISS for anybody who can afford it. The world's oldest person has died at the age of 119. Kane Tanaka was born on January 2nd, 1903 and died on April 19th. Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare said the Japanese woman was certified by the Guinness World Records as the world's oldest person. Tanaka was supposed to take part in the Olympic torch relay at the postponed 2020 Summer Olympics, but she didn't participate because of COVID-19 concerns. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
A decision on a potential Twitter acquisition nears, and it could be a sour start to the summer for lemonade connoisseurs. I'm Naomi Ruckham at the CBS Broadcast Center. I'll have those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
Keep all the dust, pollen, and allergens out of your home this spring with the new Eco Sky windows exclusively from Mad City Windows. We're Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source for high-quality windows that combine unmatched performance with distinctive style, custom-made to fit any size opening. And now's the time to save during our spring blowout sale. Save $750 on a house full of new windows, interest-free financing for 12 months, and a $100 Target gift card with purchase. But act now and we're going to double your savings. Save $1,500 on a house full of new windows. Double your interest-free financing from 12 to 24 months and double your bonus. Receive a $200 Target gift card with the purchase of new windows. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616.
People said we couldn't run a successful business using progressive values, but that's exactly what we did. That's how we built the Bucks Arena. We made sure our minority and women-owned businesses were able to grow with it, paying good wages, using materials made in Wisconsin, all done in an environmentally sustainable way. That's the type of thinking we need in the U.S. Senate. We're not going to just talk about issues. I'm going to go to Washington and deliver. I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message.
Choose a spokesbird. They're not your typical eye care company. I'm not your typical penguin. We're a team. There's no I in eye care. Wait.
Get 2 pairs of glasses plus a free eye exam, anti-glare lenses, and same-day service for only $79.
Everything we love about Wisconsin is under attack. As an Army commander, I serve God, family, and country. But the media, they say none of that matters anymore. When I was a kid, every day at school, I took the pledge. In the service, I took an oath. But today, people take a knee. When I was 9 years old, my dad handed me a shovel and put me to work. Nowadays, people get paid to sit on the couch. And back then, you called somebody lazy, it was a huge insult. But today, you get a pronoun wrong, and the liberals want your head. I'm Tim Michaels. The radical left, they're destroying everything we love about America. And too many establishment Republicans, they're along for the ride. I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michaels for governor. He'll turn Madison upside down.
Shares opened higher after reports that the company could accept a deal to sell the platform to Tesla CEO Elon Musk. According to multiple sources, an announcement could come as soon as today. Last week, Musk said he had secured $46.5 billion for the acquisition. Profits bubbled up at Coca-Cola in the new year. The beverage giant says revenue grew 16% in the first quarter to $10.5 billion. That was better than expected. The rise came despite Coke suspending its business in Russia and inflation taking a toll on production costs. About half of Americans say they'll skip the summer vacation this year. Why? They can't afford it. A new Bankrate survey finds the 2 biggest factors for not taking that summer trip are day-to-day bills and paying down debt. Recent surveys also show that only 40% of Americans would be able to cover a $1,000 emergency expense. And a new lawsuit against Country Time claims the company is skimping on their lemonade powder. An Alabama man says that 19-ounce canisters of the Country Time lemonade and pink lemonade only make 6 quarts of the drink instead of the advertised 8 quarts. Kraft Heinz, which makes Country Time lemonade, says the lawsuit lacks any merit. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Naomi Ruckham.
Naomi, thank you. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials down 212 points. The NASDAQ off 4.5. The S&P 500 down 51. Still ahead at noon, your latest ag numbers with Pam Yankee and a push to change the standard work week. Plus, temperatures are dipping back down below average. Julian will have a complete forecast after the break.
You know, from first-time homeowners to empty nesters, all homeowners want to take pride in the appearance of their home. And one way to do that is by adding new Eco Sky windows from Mad City. Now, our philosophy is simple. You put the best window in, you get great results. You'll love the ease of operation, too.
They're beautiful. And they slide open and close really easily and beautifully, and love them. Just love them.
Now's the time to save during our spring blowout sale. Save $750 on a house full of new windows. Interest-free financing for 12 months. $100 Target gift card with purchase. But act now and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a house full of new windows. Double your interest-free financing from 12 to 24 months. And double your bonus from $100 to a $200 Target gift card with purchase. Call for a free estimate at 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616.
In the military, we call it dereliction of duty. Ron Johnson is supposed to serve Wisconsin. Instead, he served himself. An investigation found Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. Then he cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since taking office. That's a dereliction of duty. Tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic from Steinhoffels. The Tempur-Breeze uses next-generation cooling technology, allowing you to sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. Right now, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash when you upgrade to the Tempur-Ergo Smart Base. It automatically adjusts to snoring while you sleep. Plus, with Steinhoffels special financing and free delivery, buying a new Tempur-Pedic has never been easier. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
A familiar name in the 608 is giving senior citizens a new choice for drop-in care and social support. Tomorrow, Josh Sprider takes you on a tour.
And an end to our dry streak. We'll be timing out our chances of precipitation tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
News 3 Now is taking action to find and deliver the news stories that matter where you live.
Taking action to uncover the truth, getting answers, and finding solutions that can make an impact in your life and our community where we all live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
And let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this Monday. Oh, back to March.
I know, honestly, and we'll be talking about that in just a moment. Instead, I want to start on the positive. Some of the great things that did happen over the weekend with the warmer weather that we had. It was a busy time. A lot of folks looking forward to getting together with some of those events that maybe had been postponed for the past year or two. A couple different things that were going on at the farm that's going to be, the Hague Farm up in Dane, that's going to be hosting the Dane County Breakfast on the Farm. They got a jump start on things this past weekend on Saturday. My assistant, Stephanie Hoff, was up there with those young ladies that are Girl Scouts. They are working on their dairy badge. Part of being able to secure that dairy badge means doing a little bit better job understanding what Wisconsin's dairy industry is all about, the different products that we produce. So they spent Saturday morning out at the Hague Dairy in Dane to learn a little bit more about Wisconsin's dairy industry. Like I said, the Hagues are going to be our Dane County Breakfast on the Farm host coming up in June. Myself, I headed towards Dodgeville. That's where I was for the Grilled Cheese Championship. And man, I'll tell you, they had a big crowd. A lot of folks that showed up from beginning to end. Many of the heats were absolutely full. 13 different cook stations, and everybody had their own idea of what a great grilled cheese sandwich was going to be. They had classic plus one, 2 different categories of dessert grilled cheese. And boy, I just want to thank all the good folks, the volunteers that helped out at the Grilled Cheese Championship in Dodgeville. That was just a fantastic event. Now, they're already ready for the 2020 23 Grilled Cheese Classic Championship. It's going to be their 10th anniversary coming up on the 28th and 29th of 2023. All right, the markets today very upset with this weather situation that we've been hearing Julian talk about. I'm getting reports from farm broadcasters, northern Illinois, northern Iowa. There's not a tractor rolling with freeze warnings back in the forecast this week. This is also going to bode very poorly for our orchards. So it's kind of a developing story we'll be keeping an eye on this week. Our corn market is the only market that's up on the midday. And again, that's because if we are not planting as of yet, that means we're really getting behind, and this weather is not going to help us out this week. And dairy markets today in Chicago. Barrel and block cheese both start the week unchanged. Barrel at $2.37, 40-pound block cheese, $2.39 1/4. Well, AA butter on a Monday down a penny, $2.65 3/4 per pound. Now, I understand it is still April, but believe me, Mark, there are a lot of anxious Wisconsin farmers that normally at this stage in the game would at least have a few acres of corn planted. Now, you just can't afford to take the risk. You don't want that plant to get snapped off with any freeze that may be occurring this week.
And it's going to freeze. I don't know. Sooner or later.
Yeah, we hope.
Thank you, Pam. California lawmakers are considering a bill to make the standard work week 32 hours instead of 40. At the same time, there's a global push to have more companies adopt a shorter work week. Kickstarter is part of a pilot program with dozens of other companies testing this new model for 6 months. Joe O'Connor is CEO of 4-Day Week Global, which is running the program. The research has shown 78% of employees with a shorter week are happier and less stressed, and 63% of businesses find it easier to attract and retain talent. Sign me up. Here's Julie now. What is it, day 3 for you of your work week? Day 4?
Yeah, it's about, actually, I started last week. Yeah, so we are now into day 4 right now of my work week. So that wouldn't work out for us because you guys still need me to be here for the noon show. But as we take a look outside, kicking off our Monday, we do have some minor little breaks in the sky of some blue, but it's still pretty cloudy for us to start off our Monday afternoon. Temperatures, however, it is at 42 degrees. At least we saw a degree increase over the last couple of hours. Winds are from the west at 10 miles per hour, and is making us, that's right, we have wind chills once again. As we get in throughout the rest of today, we can see wind gusts around southern Wisconsin are into the lower 20s and upper teens for many of us here. And so we're kicking off our afternoon, and we are looking at wind chills that feel like it's freezing or even below freezing, especially for areas such as Platteville, which is at 30 degrees is what it feels like. On the surface, we're on the 40s, but with these winds, don't expect it to feel very comfortable at all for today. As we take a look at our radar, not a lot of activity. However, just outside of La Crosse, we are seeing just a little bit of some flurries, but it's not even hitting the ground, so it's nothing of concern. But as we go on throughout the rest of today, we're still going to be seeing plenty of skies just covered with clouds, and temperatures will be into the 40s, and then we're kicking back into tonight, going into those 30s. But around the 5 p.m. commute, one thing we can take a look at is that it is going to be pretty similar to what it is now. Temperatures just might be a couple degrees warmer, but it's going to be cloudy and it's going to be breezy. We'll see the clouds start to clear up as we get into the later part of tonight, overnight into our Tuesday morning, but it's going to be freezing once you're waking up and heading out the door. 30 degrees, 31 degrees, and even some areas into the 20s as we're getting things rolling for our Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday afternoon, we will warm back up, but we're still going to be seeing our overnight temperatures back into below freezing, and we're not going to see much activity until later into the week. And the breezy winds are going to continue from today and go back into tomorrow as well. Around 20 miles per hour gusting winds are going to be sustained as we head into our Tuesday afternoon as well. But aside from that, one thing we are going to be keeping our eye on is going to be late Wednesday into our early Thursday morning. We have a potential of seeing some rain mixing in with some light snow flurries overnight, but those snow flurries will kick out pretty quickly because we're going to see the warmer air aloft start to bring in anything that transitions itself into some flurries into straight rain into our Thursday afternoon, mainly in Madison and south near the northern Illinois state border. And as we go into our Friday, still going to be on the dry side until about Friday nights, where we're looking for that system to bring in some more rain heading into our Saturday and into our Sunday. So we're going to be expecting this weekend to be a bit on the wet side, but temperatures will slowly but surely start to increase into the 50s. But once again, as we get into the weekend, don't have too many plans outside on Saturday and Sunday because we are going to be looking at some more rain showers, even potential thunderstorms, and that rain is going to be pretty much sticking around in our forecast until the mid part of next week, Mark.
Ugh, not so great.
I know. This is not, at least the April showers are more warranted than anything, but these temperatures just are not helping out anything.
Pretty chilly. All right, thanks, Julian. Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen now with a main dish, and the ingredients probably right in your pantry.
From reading your emails, we know that many of you like anything with tuna in it. And when we recently made a super creamy tuna noodle casserole, we were blown away by how many of you went to MrFood.com to get the recipe. So to satisfy your endless appetite for tuna, we came up with the best tuna croquettes ever. All we do is drain and flake a large can of tuna and place it in a bowl, along with a good amount of mashed potatoes, some frozen peas that we've thawed, some finely chopped red onion, a bit of breadcrumbs, a touch of spicy mustard, a beaten egg, and a little salt and pepper. After gently mixing this together, we shape it into patties just like we would when we're making a burger. Now, we coat these with some breadcrumbs before pan frying them in a bit of oil. When they're golden and heated through, they are ready to serve. We can even make these ahead of time and simply heat them in the toaster oven or oven whenever we want. Maybe top them with our homemade lemon dill sauce, and are you ever in for a doubly good treat? So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our home-style tuna croquettes, along with our lemon dill sauce, so you can shake up your dinner or lunch routine with something new. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a family-friendly way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Tasty, huh?
Up next, Lisa Briggs with the Bruce Company is answering your plant and garden questions. The number to call, 608-270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Enjoy fresh air, sunshine, and the view with the new Eco Sky windows from Mad City. Featuring Sky Mirror technology, our windows provide unmatched beauty, durability, and energy savings. We have an extensive choice of grid patterns and glass styles to complement any home: bay, bow, double hung, and slider. Now's the time to save during our spring blowout sale. Save $750 on a house full of new windows. Interest-free financing for 12 months. $100 Target gift card with purchase, but act now and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a house full of new windows. Double your interest-free financing from 12 to 24 months. Last chance in this program to call. You'll double your bonus. Receive a $200 Target gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616.
Due to someone else's carelessness, Martha was seriously injured. She knew to call Hupy and Abraham.
They got me way more than I thought I would ever get.
Put a law firm with experience and resources on your side. Find out how much more your case may be worth. Get every dollar you may deserve.
If you want to win, call Hupy and Abraham.
Call Hupy and Abraham right now. Tell the insurance company you mean business.
In late October of 2021, I got COVID, and I was pretty sure that I was at the end of my rope.
I knew we were in trouble when we decided to bring in our attorney to start having Joel sign end-of-life documents, business documents.
My last try was an experimental medication. She put me on the Aviptadil, and that next morning when I woke up, I was a new man.
Because of Ron Johnson's right to try bill, I have my husband today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Save big with Menards and get 11% off everything for your project. Spend less time maintaining your deck and more time relaxing with UltraDeck low-maintenance composite decking. We carry everything you'll need to complete your new deck project. It gives you the look of real wood without the upkeep and features a hidden fastening system for a clean, professional look. Get 11% off UltraDeck and everything in the store now at Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Lisa Briggs with the Roost Company is here taking your plant and garden questions. The number to call 608-270-9933. Some nice plants you brought today.
It's yellow. We needed some brightness today.
Absolutely. The weekend was nice, but...
The weekend was beautiful and busy, but now this just is... Ugh.
Yeah, for a week or so at least.
It'll pass.
It'll pass. Let's get to the calls. We'll start with Lori from Cambridge. Hi, Lori. What's your question?
Yeah, I have a question about, I have a lot of African violets, and I transplanted them, and they seem to get all these black bugs all the time. Is there a way of getting rid of them?
Well, if the bugs are in your soil, it's one of two things. If they're sort of white and kind of flying around, those are fungus gnats, and you can treat those with a product called mosquito bits. If it's some other kind of bug, then I would use some of the little systemic capsules. Bear Advanced makes them, and you put as many in based on the size of your pot, and you just put it in the soil, and it sort of goes into the soil and into the plant and will kill anything that's living in there.
Okay. Let's go to Jim now in Reedsburg. Hi, Jim. What's your question?
Hi. There's different opinions. My neighbor thinks that we have some lilac bushes that need trimming, and they were saying that you trim them before they bloom, yet we had another person who said you trim them after they bloom.
If you trim them before they flower, you're going to trim off the flowers. So the best time to prune lilacs or to trim them is when the flowers are done, soon after that. And then that gives them time to make flower buds for the following year.
So the buds are set in the fall?
Buds are set in the summer, actually.
Okay.
Flower buds are set in the summer.
All right. Let's go to Rosalie in Janesville. Hi, Rosalie.
Hi. I have a question on lilacs also. I'd like to know the name of some old-fashioned lilacs that are sweet-smelling.
The most fragrant of the old-fashioned lilacs is one that's called Beauty of Moscow. And it is a pale pink double that gets white, and it is the most fragrant. I also like, if you like a dark purple, there's one called Yankee Doodle that is also very good.
And they're still for sale?
We have Yankee Doodle. We do not have Beauty of Moscow this year, but it is the sweetest smelling.
Beauty of Moscow.
Beauty of Moscow.
As it were. All right, let's go to Pat.
I know, I'm sorry, but it's a good lilac.
Let's go to Pat in Madison. Hi, Pat.
Hi. My question is that I was unable to trim my bushes out in front of the house because of a fracture, and I want to know if it's still okay to trim them now. They're evergreen bushes.
If you can wait until later in the spring, the best time to prune evergreens, especially those little foundation planting ones like yews and junipers, is sort of at the end of June or early July. If they're kind of in the way and they're creating a hazard or blocking your windows and they're not safe, you can go and sort of selectively take out the parts that are taller, but any shearing or shaping, you'd want to wait till the end of June.
Okay, do we have time for one more?
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Robert in Madison. Hi, Robert. What's your question?
So last fall I had some mums, and somebody told me that if I save them over the winter and put them back out in the spring, they'll come back to life. Do I need to plant them in the ground? Do I need to trim them? Is that all true?
Well, the mums that you get at the end of the summer are not as hardy as some of the mums that you buy in the spring. And generally what we have people do is plant them in the fall and then cover them up. You get better luck. With these, I mean, it's worth a try if you've got them. I've trimmed back any dead growth and plant them in pots and see what happens.
All right, we're out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Lisa will talk to you off the air. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
All right, here's Julian, one final check of the forecast.
And our final look at the forecast is going to be cool, and it's going to be cloudy throughout the rest of today. But then we will start to see slight improvements, but an active pattern is going to be bringing in some more showers and even thunderstorms heading into our weekend, Mark.
All right, Julian, thank you. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.